I like cappuccino and fish fresh from the sea. Chips from the casino, I'll wager won't be free.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, so let me just ask Femi to start video. Just ask him to start video. And he's back. So, any thoughts on the FA Cup this weekend? Who's going first? Femi, you want to go?
I'll go first.
Oh, Trevor wants to go first.
Trevor. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, predicting football results is not the easiest of things. It's very easy. On paper and on the pitch, I think Man City are a shoo-in to win. If you take the form book and the quality of players, one would have to say that Erik ten Hag, I quite like the bloke, I must admit. I think he's had a bit of a raw deal in some ways, but they've actually still finished, they've finished probably outside of the Champions League places, I think about 7th or even 8th. Not good for Manchester United, but maybe this is one of those cyclical downturns. But I think he's a good manager, actually, and I feel maybe they should give him another season. But anyway, they're clearly not at the moment in the same league in the technical sense as Man City. So I don't know what the odds would be, but I would bet pretty heavily that Man City will win. But I know from being a supporter of Palace, where you have lots of ups and downs, when you think there's going to be a definite result to something, when we're definitely going to lose to that team, somehow the opposite happens. So, yeah, I wouldn't place too much on the result either way. But Man United could just surprise everybody and win. But if you ask me to say what do I think City will probably win something like 3-1. So That's my prediction. You heard it here first.
Yeah, going by what Trevor said, like, football is not mathematics, to be honest. But if you put the two teams together and compare each player from the goalie, compare United's goalie to City's goalie, 1-0. Go to the right back, compare City's right back to United's right back, 2-0. In every department of that game, compare all the players, City has an edge. But football is never played like that, and football is never judged like that. You could have a team that is 20% on top of their game as at the time of starting a football match, and by the time they are finishing it, they are 105% at the top of their game. So it depends on the mentality of the player at that time, the mentality of the team at that time. And if you also look at it, one change, one City player getting a red card turns it around. But on paper and on current form, is City all the way. But these are the circumstances, these are the situations that could turn it in favor of United. Anything like that happens and it's all gone. But on paper, City all the way.
Right. Oh, yeah. So Manchester United has no chance of no, in both of you's opinion anyway. Well, so yeah, as they say in Liverpool, you never walk alone. So I'm saying.
What do you think, Em? What do you think, Emmy?
Well,
what's your opinion?
I think Manchester United is going to pull a surprise, and that might be a biased answer, but yeah, well, that's what I think. I think.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Surprises happen. Happen. All right. I'll give you a scenario now where I was personally involved in a football match. It's a football competition, right?
Right. Okay.
The team I was playing for, on my first match with a team and another team in a group match, this other team, my team played against, beat my team 5-0.
Okay.
Right? There are a couple of my friends on the other team that beat my team, right?
Right.
And on my second match with another team, that other team beat my team 1-0.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The two teams, these three teams were on the same group, right? This other team beat my team 5-0.
Right.
This other one beat my team 1-0. The team that beat my team 1-0 eventually went on to win the cup and beat that other team that beat my team 5-0, about 3-0.
Right.
So
Okay.
football, it depends on your mentality at that time. Are you willing? Are you ready? Do you want it? Do you need it? Do you feel you deserve it? Do you feel this is your... And that changes it, no matter how small a player is. If you've got this, I used to say, if you match City team with strength for strength, speed for speed, forget about the skill. In my own opinion, football is all about, especially football in England, it's all about speed. It's all about strength.
Okay.
If you've got the stamina, football, I don't believe football, you have to dribble around like Cristiano Ronaldo does. He's good at it, which is fine. But football is being able to outwit your opponent. Is being able to go past your opponent. How do you go past your opponent? You need speed. You need strength. Those two things are, if I'm a coach or I'm a manager, those are the two things I'd look for in a player.
Right.
If you have your 11 players, speed and strength, the agility, the stamina, you beat any team. Because that team can play 3 hours without getting tired and carry on.
Right. Okay.
The only situation and whoever makes a team loses a game, when a player is tired mentally or physically, that's when you see them making faulty passes. But if you still have that strength and you're still strong and you still have the stamina to go on, you'll never make faulty passes. If you're going to make faulty passes, it's going to be about 5%.
Right.
So those mistakes you see in football that end up making a team lose is because that player is either mentally tired or physically tired. And when you are physically tired, the mental one is gone. When the mental one is gone, the physical one is gone as well. So if you match City, strength for strength, speed for speed, forget about the speed, you beat them. So if United can pull it up on Saturday or Sunday with speed for speed, strength for strength with City, they can end up winning it.
Right. Okay. That brings up another topic, actually, an interesting one. The speed. So I know a player. It was a former England international called Wright Phillips. Am I correct?
Is it Sean Wright Phillips or Ian Wright?
Sean Wright Phillips.
Sean Wright Phillips. Yeah, he's very fast on his legs. And I think he plays one of the wings, don't he?
He played for Chelsea. He's played for United as well.
Yeah, and he was very fast.
He played for City, not United. City.
He played for City. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, City.
Yeah. And he was very, very fast on his. Well, he could run very fast, but I don't think he particularly had the skills to then control the ball. What do you think? I mean, when I watched him, I thought, well, yeah, this guy can run fast. You know, he's got the strength and the agility, but doesn't necessarily have the skills to then be able to, make passes that could be converted or hold on to the ball and make meaningful gains with it. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I would say that you're probably right there. I think Sean Wright Phillips, and I think he had a brother, Bradley Wright Phillips, as well.
Right.
Both sons or stepsons of Ian Wright, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was a good player for Palace and then Arsenal. But I think, it's interesting what you were saying, Femi, and what you said there, Em, because speed and strength are key attributes of a good player. But I think the whole range of human emotions and mentality, the word you were using, Femi, come into this. I think, for example, the cup final on Saturday, in a way, most people will be saying what we've said, that Man City should walk that game. They should easily do it. Now, whether we understand exactly how it happens, I don't know. But very often, complacency can creep in, even to the best teams, or in anything, whether it's a tennis match, a golf match, whatever. And although Guardiola would never let his team become complacent, and that's why they always say, we take nothing for granted, it's a game at a time, which it's true, it is. But in fact, those players will also know exactly what you were saying, Femi, that man for man, they are superior in the strength, in the speed, and in the skill to their counterparts in Man United. Sometimes listening to a commentary of a football match, the commentator will say, oh, well, that team just wanted it more than the other team. Now, sometimes a team like City can be on the negative end of that, because they're just not quite up to speed, not quite up to that almost swaggering confidence. And I think confidence in any sportsman is a very key element of what they're doing. Sometimes, just because we're all humans, they won't quite be up to it. And I think that's the magic of sport and of football, particularly, that we can't accurately predict, for the most part, the results. I mean, the point you were making about the group, the three teams, that the team that eventually won it beat the team that had won 5-0. And it's not an exact science, and thank God it's not, because football isn't played by robots, as any other sport isn't either. And there's something I always wondered about with, say, Alex Ferguson, who undoubtedly was probably the most achieving, best football